Hola y bienvenidos a la Deuces Wild Daily Hustle. Soy Enrique Byrnes y presidente es el mejor cerveza. No abate por No Filter Network. Miguelito San Dieguito not with us this morning, but I did see him in Arizona last week. We played some pickleball together. Will the Thrill Clark not with us this morning either. We are hopeful that he will return and be back tomorrow night. I don't know how he's doing. I'm going to check in with him today. He had the knee replacement surgery. Joe, what's up? Check it in. John Emmanuel Ramos Henderson from Makati City. We are international once again, motherfuckers. So, a very pleasant good morning to you on the 10th day of February 2025. And as we always do here, we come on and we salute not only our boys, but each and every one of you. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Remember this, folks, when we are juiceful, we are useful, and when we are juiceless, yep, that's right, we're fucking useless. Okay, so this morning, it was catch up day on everything. Arizona last week spent some incredible dinners, fellowship sessions, pickleball sessions, everything you could possibly think of. Out there with the boys, Peter Princiano, Joey Bag of Donuts, Houston Street. So it certainly was nice to get together with everybody. And then it was off to Tucson to play in the pickleball tournament, in which I actually felt like I played some pretty decent singles. I don't say for the first time, but kind of getting the feel with the right, with the left. There is certainly a combination that I have to mess with there. And it's kind of like messing with my audio every morning so I can hear myself speak through the ears. Otherwise, shit gets a little weird. Okay. Anyway, so took the bronze medal on, I guess that was Friday. And then I played men's doubles on Saturday with my boy, Michael Deeb. Ironically, so Deeb, for a long time, was with the Savannah Bananas. This guy's story is incredible. Grew up top linebacker prospect in South Florida, ended up going to Notre Dame, played for the Irish, wanted to play baseball. So after he was done at Notre Dame, he went to Bethune-Cookman, of all places. Yes, it's a historical black college. And Michael Deeb, Vitamin D, we call him. He's not black, but he went there anyway. And you should hear him talk about the experience. Just amazing. So he then got signed by the White Sox, went and played for the White Sox about 5 years in their system, and ended up with the Bananas. He was one of our main targets when we launched in 2022. Get somebody with that pedigree, get somebody with the professional baseball experience. It's just, it was a pleasure to coach him. Really, really cool experience. So, went to Savannah last summer and just stopped by there. And Deeb and I played pickleball. It was like, oh shit, man, this guy can play. So I think his girlfriend Quinn, who's a professional tennis player, she probably has helped him with this journey. But he's been playing a ton of pickleball, especially since the banana season was over, and has gone full send into it as he has with the youth coaching. So he's no longer with the Bananas, but fear not, because he is a pickleball player. So Deep came out this Tucson. We went 2-2. Tough defeat. Really, really, really tough defeat. It's blew a couple leads. And I guess that was kind of the story in the mixed as well. But I think through all these experiences, when you go and I feel like now I've been on all ends, right? I've been the one who has come back, which Steve and I actually did our first game, down huge and actually won. And then I've also been the one where it's been up huge and then have had the other team come back on us. And so I think with all those, there's sort of learning experiences. And of course, we're a life optimization podcast, first and foremost, here at the Daily Hustle. And the question then becomes, so how do you rectify a situation like that? One way or another, right? How do you get a big lead and then hold on to the big lead? How do you fall behind and then still stay into it? I could tell you from the fall behind perspective, all of a sudden you look at it and you kind of succumb to the fact that, damn, this probably isn't going to work out. And you start playing more freely and fearlessly. You're like, fuck it. And then the momentum starts working in your favor and you see blood in the water. I did this with singles with the guy that ended up winning the gold medal. I was down 13-7. And all of a sudden it was 13-8, 13-9, 13-10. And it might have been more than that. It might have been like 13-4, actually, more I think about it. It became 13-13. And I had an incredible shot to make it 14-13. Had the serve of my life, deep corner. He's backed up like this, pops it up. It lands in my back corner, and I end up missing that next shot. But, it's interesting because how do you – people say, okay, I'm a born winner. I'm born – okay, whatever. Look, how do you learn how to win? And in all different sports, right? I know this from baseball. In baseball, like I had to learn how to win. I had to, just even as teams collectively, you have to learn how to go through this process. And typically, if you're winning every fucking time, like you're not facing the right competition, then it's just too easy. But the question becomes, how do you put yourself in the absolute best position to win when all is equal? I have an approach that I don't know if we can test going forward or whatever you say, but I think we get so consumed in the fucking score, one way or another. Oh, we're up. Oh, we're down. It just becomes this emotional roller coaster. This is the O-O approach. What score? 0-0. Sure, it's not. It might be 8-0, but in your mind, oh, bah, oh, whack, oh, bah, 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 whatever, right? Keep that in your mind, and then that will help you as your way up, not let down, not try dumb, stupid shit, trying to think that you're invincible now. In the same way, if you're down, it'll be like, okay, down, but no big deal. I'm right back into it. So that's kind of my take on the weekend and what transpired. Overall, fantastic weekend down in Tucson. PPA does a fantastic job. They really do. There's nothing like playing with and against the pros. They're right there. They're right there. I mean, I'm hitting with them. It's really cool to see them up close. And quite frankly, it's inspiring. It's inspiring to see the level that they play at. And then also, you kind of, you're like, okay, like I could do that. Maybe not all of that, but I could do some of that. And maybe not as consistently as everyone else is doing it, or excuse from the pro perspective, but on any given point, yeah, sure. So just a fantastic time. Okay, Daily Hustle, electronic email communication that just went out a few minutes ago. Buenos dias. Today is Monday, February 10th, 2025. And now that the Super Bowl is behind us, happy fucking baseball season, folks. Daily Hustle quote of the day. Hustle makes up for many a mistake. John Wooden. Daily Hustle translation. Oftentimes in life, we make mistakes. In the video below, I immediately took a jab step when the ball was hit and didn't properly open up to the right. Figuring I was fucked, I decided to launch my body in the air in hopes of knocking the ball down. To my surprise, the ball ended up in my glove, and the mistake was made up for. Baseball and life are both really hard games that will continue to force mistakes on a daily basis. Knowing this, the question then becomes how much hustle do we have to make up for that shit? Okay, so the play that I posted on Instagram, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Just go to the IG account. I put it up there this morning. Barry Larkin was up. Barry Zito was pitching. And Zito, for whatever reason, of all people, maybe because we were close to each other, expected me to catch fucking everything. And if I didn't, he was a one pitcher that was going to say something about it. So when this ball was hit, it was pissed on, by the way, by the Hall of Famer Larkin. I took a step like this, boom, because I read it as a low line drive coming off his bat. And then I go, oh, shit. And I had to take this left foot, pull it all the way back across the right. And now I'm running almost straight back. I look up, I see it. I'm like, fuck, I don't think I could get it. But let's at least try to tip it, knock it down, and hold him to what was most likely going to be a double as opposed to giving up a triple. So I'm running back. I launch up, and I remember seeing it at the absolute apex. I'm like, holy shit, I might have this. And then, boom, it ends up in the glove. Now, the other part of that, and as anyone who played with me during that time period can attest, just because I caught it didn't mean it was going to stay in the glove. When I landed, I was so high coming out of the air that oftentimes it was hard to hold on to the fucking ball because the impact was so great. I also was using a brand new Nike glove, which the first prototypes of these gloves were not very good. So end up, boom, crashing. And I come up like this. And I remember like, it's still here. So put that up this morning. And really, it's true. Like, our mistakes in life are inevitable. They're going to be there. But when we make the mistakes, what are we willing to do to rectify that mistake? Now, ironically, on the pickleball court yesterday, I have another video that I'll probably put up there at some point on like IG story time or something. But we had this good point going on. Dude slammed it. I blocked it. Back to the chick. The chick hits it back up. I come back across to go ripping right hand, right back to her. She puts it on this side. I go diving this way. It's not always going to immediately rectify the situation, right? But if you're willing to hustle, if you're willing to say, okay, I fucked up, I got to do what I got to do, I promise you it is going to be way more good than bad coming out of that. And a very easy way to make up for your mistakes. Okay, Super Bowl yesterday. Didn't watch a ton of it. I saw all I needed to see, though, 24-0. It was cool. I had it on my iPad. I was watching on the plane up until the point where we took off. And it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Eagles over. Look, the way the Eagles were playing, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, the defense, the offensive line, you just weren't going to stop them. They smothered and covered Patrick Mahomes start to finish. I actually thought this was one of the easier Super Bowls to call in a long time. The OU scared me a little bit, so we actually ended up, our big bet was the Eagles. I think we got like plus 8.5 to the over, which was at 42. So that means the over is probably what, like 48.5 before the game. That was as easy of a Super Bowl bet, I think, that, we've had in a long time. Again, you say what you want about Patrick Mahomes, say what you want about the Chiefs and everyone else. That's fine. I realize they're going for the three-peat. There were so many fucking cracks in that boat. So many. that the shoe was going to drop. It was going to happen. There wasn't a single doubt in my mind. It should have happened against Buffalo. That did not. I don't know, though. I think that would have been a tough matchup for the Bills. Clearly, the Eagles were the best team in football. I remember this team was 2-2. So they finished the year, like 18-3. So from the time they were 2-2, they went 17-1 the rest of the season and absolutely fucking dominated start to finish. People talk all you want about the Chiefs, their dynasty. Look out for the fucking Eagles. Hurts isn't going anywhere. Barkley's going to be there. Their defense, legit. So it will be interesting to see. Next year's Super Bowl is in San Francisco. It takes a lot to get back there. At some point, this Chiefs runs over. But are we going to be shocked to see the Chiefs and the Eagles back in the Super Bowl once again? They did come out with the NFL Power Rankings, and I believe this is for next season already, just the way too early power rankings, and it's just the usual suspects at the top of the list. As far as that is concerned, by the way, so you have the Super Bowl coming to San Francisco next year, then it's going to be in Los Angeles the year after. I went to the first Super Bowl in San Francisco. It's actually in Santa Clara. What an awesome experience. I know one that I'll never forget. Less about the game and more just about all the festivities and everything else. I took my kids there for the first time. And the reason being, my dad took me to the Super Bowl. Was actually in New Orleans, 1990, 13 years old, when I met Will Clark for the first time. And even like watching the game, I don't remember a ton of it other than Joe Montana airing it out, the Niners rolling, whatever. But it's one of those memories in life that will always stick with me. And that's exactly why I took the kids to that first one. Dude, that was 10 years ago. 10 fucking years ago. So next year, the plan is to go back to the Super Bowl. And we do have a family of Buffalo Bills fans. So this is destiny. We are going to continue to speak it into existence, and can't wait to see the Bills in San Francisco, in Santa Clara. One of the things they were saying, though, and there's a big article written about it, like they're worried about the potential natural disasters in California with the next two Super Bowls being in California. Shut the fuck up. I mean, there's natural disasters everywhere. Yes, of course. We just dealt with the wildfires and everything else. But they said something about there's a 3.3 magnitude earthquake in Santa Clara. Just like what? Why are we even bringing this up? Not to say that we're natural disaster proof, but go anyway. I mean, we're just in fucking New Orleans. We're obviously, they've been hit with several, natural disasters, Hurricane Katrina being the biggest one. All right. A lot of talk, and it started with my wife, about Tom Brady's $740,000 watch. By the way, let me get to this now. We are sponsored to you we're brought to you, sponsored by Bet Online, the number one online gambling destination. For all the latest news, scores, odds, predictions, go to Bet Online. Type in the promo code BLEAV, capital BLEAV. Now, don't worry about it. I get it. Super Bowl's over. We do have the NBA. We do have college hoops. You have baseball prop bets coming up or already set right there. The MLB season is upon us now that the Super Bowl is over. You want to bet hockey, whatever it is. You want to play blackjack, poker. The online casino is there for you. Go to Bet Online. Type in the promo code BLEAV, capital BLEAV. AV for 50% off your first deposit. All right. And sorry about the raspy ass voice here. I actually didn't even realize it until I started the show. No, I'm serious. I haven't really talked to anyone this morning. I mean, a few small words with Tara and Biscuit, but anyway, the cost of traveling and maybe a tad too much tequila and some late nights over the past week. All right, football fans may be tuning in to watch who will be victorious in the Super Bowl in New Orleans, but according to Hollywood Reporter, eagle-eyed, pun intended viewers are also on the lookout for status brands on the players. It says here, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce kicked off a social media frenzy when he arrived at Caesars Superdome on Sunday afternoon in a look that was teeming in 1970s inspiration. A custom suit by Mike Amiri, who founded his Amiri brand in Los Angeles in 2014. Kelce mahogany-toned look featured an elongated jacket, flared pants, and an open-collared lyric shirt. The ensemble inspired by a design that premiered on Amiri's fall runway in Paris on January 23rd. Taylor Swift's significant other also accessorized his ensemble with Amiri accessories, including a brooch crafted of a genuine rose bloom dipped in 24-karat gold. Shortly before the national anthem and other festivities, including a tribute to New Orleans musicians led by Harry Connick Jr., Fox Sports lead analyst Tom Brady offered commentary about the game in a sleek gray suit, though viewers' eyes immediately went to the glint of the yellow sparkle peeking from his jacket. That was Jacob & Company's Caviar Tourbillon in yellow sapphires, part of a limited edition collection of 18 timepieces rendered in different gemstones. The watch Brady is wearing retails for, ready for this, $740 fucking $1,000, and features an exclusive manual winding caliber and a 1-minute flying tourbillon, both housed in a 47 millimeter case of 18 karat yellow gold and fully embellished with a 424 yellow sapphires. Okay. The dude was wearing a house on his fucking wrist. To each their own. I got it. I'd rather have the fucking house. I was just telling Deeb this weekend that Kowalski and I used to go down to Tucson all the time. And we would have this endurance training camp. We'd ride Mount Lemmon, do all sorts of other incredible cycling rides out there. We'd run off into the desert, amazing trails. We were doing yoga sessions, like all sorts of whatever you could train. Like, it's just amazing, amazing getaway, right? And we would rent this house every year. Fucking awesome. Right at the base of Mount Lemmon. Some of the most beautiful views you've ever seen. Had to been like a 4,000, 5,000 square foot house, huge master suite overlooking the entire desert valley. Just a really cool place. Jacuzzi, sick garage, everything about it was really cool. You know how much that house cost? Because it was up for sale when we used to rent it? $724,000. That's the same number. It was right there in that 725 range. And I kept thinking to myself, when I heard Brady's watch was 724, I'm like, that was a fucking house in Tucson. Wrapped around his wrist. So, hey, I'm not going to sit here and criticize. You spend your money how you want. It kind of sounds like it was, hey, go ahead and wear this. I don't know if it was a gift from Jacobs & Company, but the guy was piping off about it. So that certainly was one of the things that took a lot of the attention away at the Super Bowl. I'd say away. Donald Trump, the first sitting president to attend a Super Bowl. I'm surprised about that. I mean, I guess you could say It'd be a security concern. But here's Trump that's already been shot at multiple times saying, fuck it, and heading to the game. Uh, he picked the Chiefs before the game mainly because Brittany Mahomes is a huge MAGA supporter. So you can't blame him for that. But then he started tweeting about the kickoff rule and how fucking stupid the kickoff rule is. And he says the worst part about the game. And he was talking about college football, saying, oh, they'll never do it. Yeah. So I don't think Trump quite understood the reason behind it, which obviously was to keep these guys that they pay millions of dollars safe and from not getting hurt on a dumbass kickoff. So I do agree. It's not nearly as exciting as it used to be. But at the same time, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, just get rid of kickers. Everyone just starts at the 20-yard line and go. Simple as that. I mean, you could call it the 25 if you want to, and make them go for it on fourth downs. I mean, it was funny because you get thinking about it a little bit with banana ball. And by the way, banana ball was in Arizona this weekend. But if you could change a rule in football, like why is it that you have 22 guys on a field, right? 11 on offense, 11 on defense. These fucking gladiators battle it out for 3.5 hours. And then the result of the game ends up on a kicker's foot. I just never liked it. Never, ever, ever liked it. So I don't know what a world would look like in football without kickers. That would just be my my 2 cents in all of this if I were to create a banana ball type football league. Speaking of that, by the way, I did run into, speaking of Trump, I ran into this article at New York Daily News. And basically, the article was saying, I'll read it to you, at least the first part. It says, President Trump's executive order about female. Let me start over. President Trump's executive order about female sports I swear I can get this. President Trump's executive order about female sports competitions and transgender girls and women was much less about stated fairness in athletics and much more about Trump seeking to stoke hateful passions about a tiny minority, the transgender community. Look, I don't care if you're on the left. I don't care if you're on the right. Trump signing this executive order has nothing to do with hatred or trying to inspire people to bully this transgender community whatsoever. If anything, it just gives the whole thing clarification and says, if you were born a man, you will compete in men's sports. If you were born a woman, you will compete in women's sports. That's okay. There's nothing right. Where does this stoke bullying or anything else? That doesn't make sense to me. It is to protect the women from men trying to play women's sports. Obviously, men are dealing with much higher levels of testosterone. It is a whole different game, size, strength, everything. So by protecting women, you think it's just going to put no. And here's the other thing: if there's a man who dresses as a woman or identifies as a woman or even goes through any kind of changes that they want to go through to become a woman, they can still compete in men's sports. That's okay. But what you're trying to do here, the whole point of all this, is to keep men out of women's sports. There's been repeated, and look, this could happen with a woman anyway, but with the whole volleyball thing, I keep hearing one story after another of fucking these concussions that are happening because you got this dude over on the other side of the net, barreling down balls on chicks that just aren't used to seeing the same speed coming off a hand like that. So, hey, look, I don't I wouldn't even venture to say like this has anything to do with even the lifestyle or condemning the lifestyle. It's just saying this is straight 1000% a fairness play. I think those people got that wrong. Ipe headed to jail, by the way. Yes, Shohei Otani's interpreter gets 57 months in prison. So that's basically 4 or 5 years we're looking at for stealing $17 million from Shohei. Hopefully, I don't know. There's something about, I don't know if it's look or whatever. I think the guy got in way over his fucking head with the gambling debts and everything else and figured, shit, Otani's not going to miss it anyway. I'm not justifying what he did. Not one little iota. But I think Ipe, I wouldn't necessarily consider him a threat to society. All right. And then lastly here, spring training right around the corner. The San Francisco Giants 2025 top 20 prospects, according to The Athletic, have been released. Bryce Eldridge, obviously at the top of that list. He is number 29 on the top 100 overall in Major League Baseball. He gets the invite to big league camp. I won't be shocked to see Bryce Eldridge in San Francisco this year. He's that fucking good. He's one of the rare talents. Call it Bryce Harper, Juan Soto. Eldridge is hit at every level he's been. It's not easy to do. Typically, it takes a while for hitters to mature. This dude's ready. I think what Will says is it's just a matter of time when it comes to whether or not he's going to be in San Francisco this season, next season, but it's going to be one or the other. Will has worked with him a lot, I know. Defensively, he's going to continue to work with him defensively. So don't expect the 6'7", 233-pound lefty to break camp with the club, but I would not be shocked to see him there at some point, maybe even early this year if he goes to AAA and ranks. And by the way, one of the things kind of gotten lost in this A's moving to Sacramento thing is that that's still the Giants AAA park. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Giants attendance. The A's apparently have sold out every single home game this season. Now, this doesn't shock me at all because you were just going to have the scalpers buy every seat if they could. I said, I reached out to the A's and I told them, I'm like, I want to buy season tickets. So it looks like I'm going to have to go to the secondary market if I want to attend any of the A's games. But yeah, all 14,000 seats for all, 81 home games sold. Crazy. That's a win right there. It is. Because they sure as hell, I don't think we're going to average 14,000 in the Coliseum. Just we're going to do it. So I think it's somewhat invigorated this Sacramento area fan base and also immediately sort of proves, look, they could handle a big league team. They were talking about some of the issues, parking being one of them, and they brought up a really good point. In the day and age of Uber and Lyft, where you just have these ride shares, cars come in, cars coming out. Now, there's still going to be the traffic there, but the parking shouldn't be nearly as bad. It's funny. Deeb and I were in Arizona, and I rented, of course, the Cybertruck to drive down from Phoenix. Still my favorite vehicle. Do not own one, but I'm a serial renter of one. And we were 10 minutes from the place we were going to eat. Now, granted, we both had a couple cocktails and just didn't want to fuck with it. But even just going out to dinner, 10 minutes away, 8 minutes away, actually. I'm like, yeah, let's Uber. We don't have to think about it, right? If I wanted to have the extra cocktail, whatever, didn't matter. There's one night Deeb didn't even drink. and we still decided to. Yo, 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 yo. So I'm back. Computer died. Not sure if stream's still rolling or not, but my whole point of the whole Giants top prospect list is that we will go over each and every one of the guys with Will Clark tomorrow, so long as he's good to go. But again, he's coming back from the knee replacement surgery. Regardless, we got Daily Hustle back at you tomorrow as well. And just get ready to go. It's baseball season, baby. Joe, what's up, dude? Once again, thanks for joining Buckwheat. Meeting with Poke tomorrow, by the way, on an interesting subject, which I can't talk about, figuring I need to sign that NDA. Uh, John Davis, Collierville, Tennessee, AMO. out there in Chattanooga. It's baseball season, boys. Let's get rolling. Back at you tomorrow. Have a great day. See ya.